Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all good? I hope so. Y'all listen. Let's get into these comments under this clip with Kimmi Maurice. And for the most part, the people feel like they have heard it all before. When it came to Tisha and Marcel, they feel like that was the cringiest thing they ever seen on TV. They don't want to see it again. When it comes to Maurice, they say, look, this is who he is. Either you gonna deal with it or you gonna move on. So at this point, they don't want to hear nothing else Kimmi got to say. And this is the fourth therapist that they've talked to. First, it was the premarital counselor. Then it was Dr. Francis. Then it was this lady who had them doing something similar to what Tisha and Marcel was over there doing. And now these people right here. So they was like, how many times you going to talk to these folks when this man that told you what he want and how he is? So let's get into the comments. So the people say, how does a saying I heard coming up hold weight over your long-time spouse's lived experience? Somebody said, good for her. Shoot, her man. This show is so, He said and meant it. Know your worth. He's showing you exactly what and who he is. And he's been standing on it for a while now. He wasn't trying to perpetuate positivity. He was trying to reveal his truth. This lady said, she's a cancer survivor. And she said, knowing the changes that your body can go through, this is so disturbing on so many levels. They say every season, this is the storyline. This show has went down over the last 3 seasons. Time to give it up. He's been like this. He didn't even spend time with his son and expected Kimmy to do everything with him. No shocker here. Hasn't he always been like this? Even when she was going through chemotherapy? Why is she acting so shocked? He just revealed a toxic core belief that's blocking his motivation to create a new pattern. If she can get past her offense and become an ally in his updating his nurture, their relationship could deepen tenfold. Most couples don't actually mean or words till death do us part, so they might not have enough to work this out. Hopefully the professionals they're working with are surgical in their abilities, and that was talk to spirit, right? So the people responded, is that the only way for him to change his beliefs? What responsibility does he have in his own work that doesn't include his wife having to put aside her feelings and needs to become his ally in him learning something different? His disconnect is his, and until he's open to doing something differently, there's nothing his wife can do. The thought of connection was dismissed by him. That's his mission to tackle if he really wants more than the physical act of X. In this short clip, he states it's not going to happen while he wants his wife to be on the ready to satisfy his needs. I agree a lot of couples don't want to go through the highs, lows, and the boring of marriage. A successful marriage is when both parties are working constantly towards being happy and wanting to stay connected with each other. Hopefully, these professionals can assist. This person's tag talk to spirit. But he has been disrespecting Kimmy throughout the show with his distorted schema. My question is, why does she continue acceptance? Someone else tagged Talk to Spirit and said, what? What does she need to do? This comment made my head hurt. She should take her offense, pick up and run. The next person says, become an ally should never require a woman to minimize her pain, silence her offense, or override her own survival. A toxic core belief doesn't get healed by asking the person being harmed to carry more emotional labor. During sickness, especially cancer and chemo, the priority is care, compassion, and preservation of life, not meeting a partner's actual expectations. That's not an opportunity for updating nurture. That's a moment that reveals character. Growth can happen, yes, but only when the person with the harmful belief takes responsibility for changing it. Love does not demand access to someone's body while they are fighting to live. For better or worse isn't proven by endurance of neglect. It's proven by sacrificial love, empathy, and restraint when it matters most. Someone else tagged Talk to Spirit and said, I'm so confused by your response. Maybe it's just typos. It wasn't meant to be positive, Kimmy. Did you hear him? He meant what he said and has been saying this the whole time. All I know is that he didn't just start thinking like this. Out of order. I would never dishonor my spouse like that, bruh. Maurice always been this way. No surprises here. He's too old to be acting like that. He's more like his brother than we thought. He and his brother are the same. He's just a little more convincing. I smell a divorce coming. Girl, believe him and leave him. Kimmy knew this before marriage, so stop it. I see Maurice is still behaving like a child, while Kimmy complains as if he hasn't always been this guy. How exhausting. She pressed to stay married. Nope. And Kimmy swear he don't cheat. Okay. He's so delayed. I can't. I've been watching the show since day one, and when you really look at it, Kimmy is just like her husband outside of her marriage. And I'm going to sit this right here. She's saying a lot, and instead of doing a lot, like packing your things and leaving, based on the information from this short clip, he wouldn't be someone I'd want my daughter married to. How many times does he have to tell her that they are not compatible? Plus, there's a difference in age, and maybe because of the chemo, she may not feel like it. That's why she used to like the attention Martell used to give her, and why she was always defending him. He was giving her what her husband wasn't because her husband doesn't like her. And she's still going to stay and be like, I can fix him. Oh, please. Y'all are wasting your breath. She's not leaving. If she didn't leave when her only son revealed how he really felt about him, she's not leaving at all. When I see foolishness like this, I just say a prayer like this. Lord, thank you for my amazing husband. God forbid you'll ever let me find this type of love. Wow, I'm triggered AF. This is the exact reason I broke up with my ex, and he saw nothing wrong. When I would say no, he would withdraw affection completely, and even told me he didn't like to be turned down regardless, basically. I hope Kimmy doesn't let Maurice get away with this. Seemed like this was very uncomfortable for her, and she is still in denial, and I don't like that for her. Were Kimmy and Maurice actually compatible before her cancer diagnosis? How did she miss this red flag while dating, engaged, and then married? Maurice needs to go. I used to love Kimmy, but this is bad overall. This is actually very sad and almost disturbing. I feel so bad for Kimmy. It's hard for a woman her age to leave her husband and start over. She's definitely not going anywhere. It takes a certain type of strength, mentality, and self-love to walk away at her age. She possesses neither. I hope he makes some changes, or she'll be spending most of the second half of her life sad. At the end of the day, she's not feeding her man actual needs. He shouldn't have to put his needs on the back burner. People saying that's all he think about, when honestly he's bringing this up so much. It's a problem for him, and he's voicing it. Maybe if she listened to her man and stopped always being argumentative, she'd hear what he's truly saying. Men tell us how it is, and some women choose not to listen. That's what Kimmy is doing to her husband, and that's why he gonna cheat again. Let's see what they said to this person. They said, no, he's dangerous, and you kind of are too for trying to justify their behavior. Hyperactuality in a relationship makes your partner uncomfortable. It is not reasonable to expect X 2 to 3 times a day. And they responded back to them and said, and that's your feelings. Somebody said, Maurice, is that you? Someone else said, so when she was battling cancer and he was still demanding X, that's appropriate in your opinion? The person responded and said, of course not. Well, what you saying then? Moving on, the next person says, wow, he really only cares about one thing. Sad. Sorry, Kimmy. Maurice is like the dog with the pink thing hanging out, and I hate it. The therapist was shocked. LOL, Kimmy, the world knows this man has cheated or still cheating. She in denial. There's something off with him. He's using X just for a release. He has zero ability to see things from others' point of view. He has a problem. Stop defending Kimmy and Tisha. This is what they fight over and fight for. Seems to me they made their plate. Let them eat it. They trashed Mel for leaving when they knew what her situation. These girls they like foolishness. Maurice is an ex-addict. Kimmy married an ex-addict. He definitely only got married for in-house coup to get. That's it, and that's all. There's no love, no extra attraction or respect from him for her. And her silly self would rather deal with that than be a divorcee. Him thinking he's normal for 3 times a day, multiple days a week, is frying me. Ew. Kimmy, listen, baby. We all see it. You're too good for this. You can lay down more than you can stand up. Wow. That he say every season. I just like, ugh, sir, bad. This shouldn't surprise anyone. He was more concerned about having his needs met than his wife fighting for her life with cancer. She defended him then, and she's going to defend him now. She ain't going nowhere. Kimmy knew what the F she signed up for. She wanted a married man, and she was heavily in her Jezebel spirit when she got him. Y'all don't remember seasons 1 and 2? This is not just a want or a need. This is a disorder, which is also becoming a disease and an addiction. He needs therapy, but not couples therapy. Kimmy and Tisha both in marriage counseling. They should really keep their judgments to themselves about other folks' marriages and relationships. Kimmy also disgusts me for displaying such willful ignorance, delusion, and desperation. Divorce is loading. This whole conversation over and over is definitely a mood killer and a marriage destroyer. She knows he's cheating, and she is fine with that because she doesn't want to have sex with him all the time. The doctor's faces, especially the lady, she's worried and grossed out. He thinks it's normal, but it's not. He has a problem. And everything he said at the end proved it more and more. Maurice needs help. He acts like a dork that's never had cootie kids. Maurice sounds like a man that has watched too much corn and thinks it's real. He's probably an ex-addict. Something is clearly wrong with him. He's married, but very selfish. And no marriage will last with the type of mindset he has. And when I come across a person like him, no woman can change their mind. So it's best to just leave him where he stands. He's gone, Kimmy. Face it. It's all X or nothing. Oh, he definitely cheating. He needs to go to counseling by himself. Kimmy, it's 2026, my love. Divorce him. Let him live in his truth. This is disgraceful and disgusting. He is not a loving partner or companion. He is a man-child that never left puberty. She don't want to sleep with him, and she is not aroused by him. And it's sad. And she has to fake it? No, ma'am. Y'all, I already know how most of y'all feel, but get down in the comments and let me know what you think. And I'll talk to y'all later.